Alright, g'day guys, what's up? Matt Preston, built Prado, welcome back to another video. Now, I'm a huge smile on my face. The reason is, we've got a new front bar, rear bar coming to this car. Very, very excited. There's also winch, spotties, new suspension. Now, we'll see how the episode turns out, but we're going to essentially get right into it. So, I'm going to show you all the bars. They're around here in the corner in the carport. I don't have a big shed or a big hoist or any dream setup like that, so this is just the most raw version of a way of installing a bar yourself. Now I do have the body lift, so some of this may not fit right, but we're going to get that all custom done. So let's get right into it. Alright, so here's the bull bar in all its glory. It is sort of half the bull bar. There's the top section as well that's like a rail, and that goes on top afters. Okay guys, I've waited over 4 months for this bar, and I'm going to say, so far it's exceeding my expectations. Now if you want to wait 4 months, you haven't seen any other videos, it's essentially because this is straight from Alibaba, and then it got trucked in a shipping container through a company, so the shipping was free. And you know, it just takes a while to get through customs and quarantine and all that sort of stuff. So it is here now, finally, but it is December, and supposedly going to get here November-ish, but it doesn't matter, I'm here and I'm stoked. And I'm just going to say, there are 2 front recovery points in this bar, but I will tell you now, I'm never ever going to use them. The welds around them look great and look really strong, but I just don't trust it, okay? I'd rather pull from the chassis. I've got 2 actual rated front recovery points, so why use these? Maybe if you had to get out of trouble and use 2 at once to share the load, but I just can't see myself using them. Hopefully you guys agree with what I'm saying here, because I'd much rather pull off the chassis than this bar. Now it is steel, so you might be thinking, Matt, it's going to be really heavy. The average weight of an alloy bar is about 35 kilos. That would be a bit lighter, my old one, because it's been chopped. But this is the bottom half. You know, I can lift it up pretty, you know, it's not incredibly hard. I'd like to say this is about the same weight as that. But once I put the bar on and 3 spotties, it will get a bit more heavy. Oh, and obviously a 20 kilo winch, so that's just really going to throw it overboard. But super happy with it so far. Let's unbox the top section and see what that one looks like. Okay, so this dinosaur bone looking piece is actually the top, okay? Now if you've seen the photos from my other videos, you'll know exactly where this goes. Okay, it's getting late. That took me 10 minutes to take that cardboard off. We're about to expose the bubble wrap and see what's underneath. Looks very, very nice, very happy with it overall. It's got these big sort of wide fin sections, which looks a bit different. I'll be honest, at the start I wasn't sure about them, but seeing them in person, they look pretty cool. It does come with a bag of 2 end caps, which will just go in these tubes, and then just some bolts and nuts, which will be used to mount onto the top bar. I will be honest though, it did come with like a little scratch just here, and obviously it's just a bit of paint that's been scraped off. So we'll just touch that little bit up there, but besides that, literally can't see anything else wrong with it. I've looked around it, all the welds look great, even from behind as well. So that's just one little minor thing I've just found, just looking at it. But I've got to say, I'm really happy with it. I like the design. It's a little bit different, a little bit more unique than the more traditional ARB looking bull bars. This one's got the interesting looking top section on this upper bit. So it's getting very late now, so I'm not sure if I'll get this on. But very, very excited. Okay, so I've been looking at the bar in the background. There's a lot of like small bits of work that need to happen. So you can see here I've put this indicator together, and it's quite a monstrosity, but there you go. So you've got the nice halo ring. Now that's from a Jeep, but I've custom fitted that to work with these, because with this bull bar it came with these old halogen ones which just weren't good enough, and they're plastic everywhere, and they just look really old-fashioned. But these worked really well in the bar, so I got some for about 30-40 bucks online. The only problem is they're a bit bigger, so I had to custom fit them. Now it might not look too bad, but essentially I've had to cut out all this plastic in the back and also put new holes, as you can see here, to grab the screws, because these holes didn't line up. So it's been quite a mission, but we've got them both in. I think this little bit of effort will make a huge difference when it's on the car. Okay, so I've got this front indicator in here. It looks so good. And then pretty much we've got this giant top fin properly fixed on, and we've got a ratchet strap from here to here, ratcheting it over because these fins, they're kind of on a mad lean. So we put that flush and then did these bolts up, so that was quite interesting. And you can see in the back here what these look like. So lots of wiring to do. Got to get the fog lights wired up, all the indicators wired up as well, and then the whole winch has to fit here. Same on this side, but really happy with it, and things look so good. So baby steps, day by day we work on it a bit more, and yeah, before you know it, it'll be on the Prado. So bull bar is now off, and it was pretty straightforward. Well, there's 2 bolts here. This also needs to come off. So these 2 bolts here get the bull bar off, and then there's 2 bolts under here. You can see them in there. Don't mind the messy, sandy mud from all the full driving, but you know, the car does go off road. So yeah, and that's all the bolts down here, and it looks absolutely awesome without the bar. It looks tough as. And pretty much those spotties will go. That number plate needs to go back on, and we can put the new bar on. So we're going to keep taking it all off, and then we'll see what it's like. We'll clean it all, paint it black, and we'll be ready. So Dad's just finishing off that side with those recovery brackets which hold the upper part of the bull bar, as you can see. And then this side here is fully bare, so that light's gone. It's very heavy, and you can see it's all exposed. Now it is very dirty and a bit rusty, as you can see. Dad's just dying in the background. Okay, so clean the car a bit. Now we've got the new brackets on, so you can see they sort of sit like this. Now there will be a little bit of grinding we need to do because it is catching on this lower bit of the chassis here, just this corner here, and we need to slide this in and out. Now outside here to there, we need 830 mil, and we've laid out the bolts, so there's correct number of bolts here, which is great. And then also these recovery points will need to be modified as well, because these need to go up those 2 there, sort of like that. But as you can see, that just doesn't work. So a bit of modification will need to happen. But what we're going to do now is we're going to get the bar, place it up next to it, and just lightly put it all on, and just sort of see how we can tune it to make it work. Because as it is now, we'll need to do some grinding. Okay, so we have got new mounting holes. Now it's a bit wild, but this is how it's going to happen. 50 mil low, there's a new hole, and then this is the side bracket, and you can see here that's the one we've added in, and it's a bit weird in this one, but essentially that is 50 mil low, and this one will line up with this hole when it run out's on the angle. So that lines up in there, and as you can see, that's what the bracket looks like when it's on. And we've just unbolted these little chassis caps. They're just 1 bolt that comes off, and this is because our bolt is 50 mil low. It's actually in the way, so that has to come off so we can get the bar on. So what we're up to now is we're just trying to adjust the bar back. It was a bit too close. The bonnet only just opens, so we're adjusting these brackets, making these holes a little bit bigger so it can be moved forward. And then in here, I just managed to luckily find in my random box of wires these little connectors here, which go back into these Jeep halos, which is just a bit lucky, to be honest. So we're gonna have to get a connector that goes from this to this connector here, which is where the old fog and indicators were wired into. So we'll do that today, and then another day we'll get these indicators wired up, because as you would imagine, there's just a lot of work here and there's not much time. So get the bar back on, and then we'll wire these up properly, and then by then today we should have lights here and down here on. So I've just gotten some of this paint here, some black paint, and we've just given this section of sand. I've just painted that black there so you can see it's still drying, and that's just going to be a massive help for when the bar goes on, because there's no plastic protector. So this bar will be just sitting up against that light and grille, and you will see it. And this was all red because the body of the Prado was red, but now it's black, and hopefully that just takes your eyes off of it a bit more. And when the bar gets put on, it will have those spotties at the front there as well, so that should be able to hide a lot of that sort of mess there, so it should be all right. I've also painted the body mounts, the side bits where the old bar used to connect to, and I've just painted the front spot of the chassis there. There is a skid plate that goes under, but because of the body lift it won't work, so I need to modify that as well. You know, I'll be honest, doing the body lift is making everything a lot harder. Nothing works first go, So if I could have my time again, I'll probably never do a body lift again on a car. But if you aren't doing many bull bar mods, it's definitely a great idea. But the whole rear body is to get completely re-engineered. It's just a lot of extra work. Excuse the messy bonnet. I haven't cleaned the car yet after Kangaroo Island. Now, aerial's out. I've actually extended this cord a little bit because the aerial used to sit like here somewhere, but now it's way over here. Now, hopefully it doesn't look too funny being right on the corner, but essentially the top bar gets really close to the bonnet, so it can't go anywhere here. So my only real estate sort of area is in here, and I think it will look pretty weird if I have it like literally back here on the side of it. So this is where it's going to go. That's bolted on nicely. It's all black, so I think that will look pretty good. And then in the end, I didn't have to grind channels in here because it's on this tilt bracket. I just bolt that straight through there, so I don't have to actually allow for the wire, because the wire comes through the back and out the side. So that's all good. And now we're going to bolt the aerial on. So pretty happy with it. We'll see how it lasts. I will be honest, like this plus this is a little bit of weight for this. Like it does want to kind of roll in a bit, and that's with the 3 dBi. If I put a 6 on it, it might even be more. So you can see what it sort of looks like. It is quite far to the right, but I don't think it looks too ridiculous. And then even if you put this on 1 rotation, you know, it's not, I think it looks a lot better over the bonnet sort of, but it does sort of work. But yeah, so pretty happy with it. I'm probably going to leave it in the up position for a lot of the time. And yeah, that's just another little thing to tick off the list. So as you can see here, the number plate zip tied on. You know, a bit dodgy, but it did the job. That's because we had no way of mounting it. But from eBay for $12, I've got this bracket, okay? Now this is very simple, but it's a tilt bracket. So the reason I've gone for this is because behind here, where these 4 bolts are, that's where the winch mounts. So the number plate will be over the winch. So what we need to do is essentially mount this on here, sort of like that, and then the plate can go on the outside, and then we can flip it up, and then the winch can go through underneath and then flip down. The only thing, if I'm being picky, is I don't like it how it sort of sticks out. You can see it's going to stick out a fair bit, but there's no other really proper or legal way to do it, because you know, even if I put that on plate here, that'll just look weird and it'll be illegal. Otherwise I could somehow mount this here like that, but that might look weird, like I've never seen it before. So I think we'll stick with what we know will work and should look okay, so we'll just do it properly. Plate is now on, so very simple, little bracket on the back here, bolts as you can see everywhere, the fair lead is underneath. So let's say you're full driving, you need the winch, you simply pull that up and then you can get the winch from there and run it wherever you need. And obviously if you're uphill, the rope will potentially hit this, but I think that is what it is, everyone has that problem. And then yeah, you follow back down and it doesn't look like it's there. Okay, I'm very excited. Here as you can see we have 2 Lightfox 7-inch driving lights. Now these have a 5-year warranty, IP68, and these are the top of the range model. Okay, now I'll show you what I mean by top of the range model. So I have already been in here once, so the packaging might look a bit different. So you got the warranty, that's sort of the main covers. It's like all black, it looks quite nice. And then if we get under the first layer, you are greeted with all the covers you can put on it. So as you can see, you've got grey and you've also got yellow, black, and it comes with orange. So there's quite a lot here. So per box you're going to get 2 of each colour. So you can see here that we've got 2 of each colour, so there's heaps of options. You've also got your little rubbers, your wiring, you get a little 15% off code, one of you guys can use that yourself. And then under here we actually have 2 covers. So there's a lot of different cover options here. And this one is, of course, you want a clear sort of cover. So you can see there, it's just a clear cover. So heaps of options, as you can see. They give you so many, so you can really make them customizable and unique. And then here are the like bolts and Allen keys just to bolt it all together. So pull this next layer off, and here we have the lights themselves. Now you've obviously got your pretty standard connection here just for your lights. Any wiring loom will pretty much work off that. That's the most standard one. And if you're wondering what this little section is here, this is actually for the daytime running lights. So in here, these little ones in here are daytime running, so you can wire them in as well. And here they are in all their glory. You can see they're very, very good looking, and you can see it comes with that orange ring. Now it's got a stainless steel bottom there, and you can just sort of see that that is a 7-inch, and then yeah, these rings can go over top, and you can swap them out really easily with just these little Allen keys here. So the plan is to get at least 3 of these on here. Now I did have 9 inches, but got them swapped out for the 7s, so I could actually fit 3 on there just to give it a sort of aggressive look. And yeah, we'll start measuring them out, evening them on the bar, and bolting them in. So it literally comes with everything. It even comes with like a few spare little bolts, and then in here you've got your 3 main bolts for bolting in the bottom, and then you've also got these 2. So one of these will go in the center, and then the 2 small ones go on the side. So obviously it's preferred to have 3 because it's stronger and it won't tilt. So we can do that as an option as well. But I've just undone these, so this simply comes off. Now if you really wanted to, you could run the spotty like that to be even different again. But what I can do now is go over here. Let's say I want grey. I can just throw that on like that. Very simple. And then I get these little Allen key bolts, put them in there, and glue them all up. So now it gives that different sort of look compared to the orange. Or if I don't like that, I can go to a yellow. It's a shame it's not sandy top, but you can see yellow, and then also black. I think the black is a bit too, like you can barely even tell there's any difference with that compared to no cover. So I think I might go with the grey for now and to see what that looks like. After trying every single colour, I picked the grey. I think it looks the best. It's also most subtle, and it kind of blends with the vehicle. When it was black, it's too much black and it doesn't really work. So now I'm gonna bolt all these fully on, and then I'm gonna get my measurements and drill a hole in the bar, which is the scary part, to get the bolt through. So I've adjusted the spotties for a lean, and you can just see up here I've managed to even them out straight in a line, and I'm using this 4th spotty as a reference to get it dead center, so I can get a very accurate drilling for the hole. So we'll just do 3 holes in here, and hopefully with all these measurements should be correct. It should be dead center between here and here, and it should look all symmetrical. Okay, it's getting really dark now. It's probably like 8:30 or something on a Monday night, but got them all on, absolutely stoked with them. So I managed to get them all in the level, even spacings. It's about 18-20 mil, and yeah, it's all still like back in line with the bar. Obviously the front of the bar really starts here, but I tried to keep it like a bit flush with that, and on a side point of view as well, it's the right angle. Now I've got the 2 N1s wired up for now, so they do turn on. The middle one I need to sort of cut in and add an extra adapter to make that one work. But yeah, super happy with it. Let me know what you guys think. I've never had 3 spotties before on the front of a car, but I do like the look, and it makes it look super aggressive. So I've got 2 of them on now, super bright. It's a very white light, probably not as warm as the Terralooms, but the actual spotty itself is also a bit smaller, so it will produce a bit less light, but there is 3 of them, so you've also got that as well. But Super happy with it, super strong. Rubbers are all on, looks really good. And once we get these fogs wired up and that middle one, it will really start looking great all together. Okay, it is currently night time. These are just the lights on their own. That's your light spread. You can see what they're sort of like. You can get a gauge for how bright that is. Now we'll turn the spotties on with the high beams. There you go. So that's with only 2 out of the 3 spotties so far, as you can see. And that is absolutely beaming that center of the tree. So it'd be great to see what it's like on an open road. You can just see the light is actually getting way back here. It's getting way over there on that roof. So pretty happy with that. And we're gonna do a little review video on these in about 6 months, see how they're traveling. Super happy with them. And yeah, if you wanna get some Vic off road, that's where I got them from. Okay guys, so as you can see, bull bar's fully on, spotties, number plate, aerial, super happy with it, looks really nice. Now, there is the little skid plate at the bottom that still isn't on, but that will happen in the future. As you guys may know, working in full drives, not everything goes to plan and takes a lot of time as well. And just coming through the holidays, I've had pretty much no time at all. So this is going to be the video for now, and then we'll do an update video later on with the winch in and also the final skid plate. And now we're looking at the rear bar, and that is an absolute can of worms. So much work has to go into that. I'm going to get a few quotes around the place to see what it's like, and then if that doesn't work, we're going to custom do it ourselves. But lots of work needs to happen. It's not straightforward at all, unfortunately. But super happy with it. Let me know what you think down below. And guys, please like and subscribe. Really helps me out. So I can do more mods like this on different cars as well. Would be awesome. So guys, have a great day. Enjoy the video. Like and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys next time on Built Prado.